Another reuse and re-upload will be taken down by YouTube copyright policy. Enjoy the program and hope you received helpful information.
As you shall sow, so you shall reap, has never been more true than in 2016 when the Khazarian Mafia's long list of crimes against humanity began to finally catch up with them. That year saw the removal from power or from this world of many top Khazarian mobsters including the Rockefellers, the Bushes, the Clintons and top henchmen like George Soros and Barack Obama. We also saw a revolt in the Anglo-Saxon world that led to the end of Khazarian-controlled regimes in the UK, Brexit, and the US, the election of the Donald Trump military government. Now in 2017, the year of the rooster, their chickens are really going to come home to roost. This will be the year of mass arrests, war crime trials and regime change as the final mop-up of Khazarian mob rule takes place. Sources in the Pentagon, the Gnostic Illuminati, Asian secret societies and the White Dragon Society all agree. In the U.S., the arrest of over 15,000 Khazarian mobsters by the FBI already began January 1, Pentagon sources say. The perpetrators of 9/11, the illegal Iraq invasion, the Fukushima tsunami and nuclear terror attacks on Japan and other crimes against humanity are being rounded up and there will be public disclosure about this in all major mass media, WDS sources promise. Cabal underground bases in Nevada, Denver, New Zealand as well as a cloning base under Camp David were destroyed and more bases in Australia, San Diego, Hawaii and Arkansas may be targeted, the Pentagon sources report. As Kabbalists seek to escape to New Zealand, Congo, Brazil, or Paraguay, there may be more kinetic actions to stop them, the sources promise. In Asia meanwhile, there is fear, confusion and hope as the full implications of the decapitation of the Khazarian Mafia begin to sink in at government level, multiple sources agree. There has been an especially large amount of secret activity in Japan, Japanese right-wing sources say. We have confirmed from sources in the Japanese royal family and in the cabinet of Prime Minister Shinzo Abe that Supreme Court Judge Hisashi Iwata, who is also father to Princess Masako, was detained in Switzerland last week at the Bais when he was caught trying to cash some Sino-Japanese war reparations bonds. Iwata was trying to cash the bonds to make up for losses incurred by former Japanese Prime Ministers Yasuo Fukuda and Genichiro Koizumi when they invested special Japanese Foreign Ministry funds in stocks, the sources say. He may be the Crown Princess's father but he is not the emperor and that is why he was arrested, a Japanese right-winger close to the imperial family noted. Iwata was one of the Rockefellers' most senior agents in Japan and his detention has sent shockwaves through the Japanese establishment. Another senior Rockefeller agent, Yotaro Kobayashi of the Trilateral Commission has also been trying, in vain, to cash large denomination financial instruments while claiming there is no such thing as the Dragon family. Yakuza agents have been dispatched to deal with him, Japanese right-wing sources say. The Chinese and Japanese establishments, which both invested heavily in the campaign of Hillary Clinton for president of the U.S. are still reeling with shock over this loss which finally drove home to them the reality of regime change at the very highest level in the West. The Japanese emperor's announced abdication, now expected to be formalized in April, did not take place in time for Khazarian agents to complete their planned hijacking of the Bank of Japan as can be seen by the detention of Iwata. The revelation that the mother of the Meiji Emperor was a Habsburg princess has sent shockwaves through the extended imperial family, the right-wingers noted. It is now obvious to them the plan to use the female line to take over the patrilineal Japanese imperial family was behind the infiltration of Iwata's daughter Masako into the royal household, Japanese royal family members say. That is why there was such a big media campaign recently to allow a female to take over the throne, they add. In any case, the Khazarians had promised to hand over ASEAN, Japan and the Korean Peninsula to China in exchange for Chinese help in getting Hillary elected, Asian secret society sources confirm. That is why the emperor was supposed to have resigned, but now these plans have been stopped. A Japanese Kyoto news agency article that appeared in the January 1 edition of the Japan Times displays the confusion and anger among agents of the old regime in Japan by criticizing the government for refusing to endorse a Khazarian slave regime resolution against Russia over Syria. Japan's stance made what should have been a G7 statement into a Group of Six statement, the news agency article lamented. Tadashi Ishii, the head of Dentsu, Japan's advertising near monopoly, announced his resignation last week in a clear sign Japan's system of media control is about to change. Dentsu has long used advertising boycotts or the threat thereof to keep Japanese media under control. The purge going on there means the trained seals working at big Japanese corporate media companies will soon be barking to a different tune, and agencies like Kyoto will stop being mouthpieces for Khazarian propaganda. Japanese Finance Minister Taro Aso may also be removed because he reports to the French branch of the Rothschild family and as such is blocking efforts to free Japan from debt slavery by nationalizing the Bank of Japan, the Japanese right-wing sources say. The big test will be to see if the Japanese government now has the courage to release the tapes it has of war criminal and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling then Japanese Prime Minister Naoto Kan on March 12, 2011 and threatening mass murder on the citizens of Tokyo unless the Japanese government signed over its foreign currency holdings to the Khazarian mafia. Abe is so scared of Netanyahu that he wants to resign rather than have to confront him, the Japanese right-wing sources said. Even if Abe is too chicken, Netanyahu's days are numbered. Abe will be forced to step aside if he refuses to act on 311, Japanese right-wing sources say. The Japanese have also been informed by the Gnostic Illuminati that any further Israeli or Khazarian attacks on Japan will be met with retaliation in the form of a 500 megaton nuclear weapon, enough to, for example, obliterate Israel. Netanyahu is, in any case, already facing multiple criminal charges. United Nations Security Council Resolution 2334 provides the International Criminal Court with a legal foundation to prosecute Israel for war crimes, population transfers, illegal settlements and more, Pentagon sources say. Netanyahu is also facing criminal charges of fraud and bribery in Israel. The important thing for Israeli officials to realize, as they press criminal charges against him, is that Netanyahu is not a Jew. He is a Satanist and a sworn enemy of the Jewish people. Netanyahu, together with Germany's Angela Merkel, are now the two most senior Khazarian mafia agents in power and as such are now high-priority targets, Gnostic Illuminati and Pentagon sources agree. Overall, what we are now seeing is a mopping-up operation because victory, and freedom, for the human race has already been assured, White Dragon Society sources say. Once the cleanup is over, hopefully in the first half of the year, then we can start with more positive and constructive work. If all goes well, the year 2017 will mean world peace and the beginning of a massive campaign to end poverty, stop environmental destruction and start a new golden age.
Benjamin Fulford Geopolitical Today update is over. Thank you so much for watching our video. We will be back on 8 a.m. tomorrow. Have a nice day.